Hey guys, Verbal95, recording live from the Wilkes County Prison Cell and recording especially baby-faced right now. So I haven't done these in a while. I actually went on vacation for like a week, came back, whatever. Also, it gets dark really quickly where I live, and we've been having some shit weather. So yeah, I haven't really had the lighting necessary in order to, do a death battle prediction here. So, or a death battle analysis, I should say. I did think I put on my last video that I won't be doing a prediction video for Deadpool versus the Mask, so let's not get into that. But yeah. So this is another one I've been meaning to do for not that long, but it was just like a cool idea I kind of had, and yeah. So this is well, I thought of, and then I looked up, and then I found out other people had thought of it. It's one of those situations where it's like it's not my idea. I would never do a death battle that's just like, well, I guess Chase Young and Shang Tsung kind of was. I haven't seen that one, but like, I wouldn't do a death battle that's just my idea. I would think of it, be like, wow, that sounds pretty good, and then I'd see if anyone else had thought of it, and if I see a good enough number of results, I'll definitely do it. Otherwise, the death battle has to be like pretty good, or it has to be like a passion project for me, um, to do. So anyway, the fight is Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon versus Baymax from uh, Big Hero 6. I mean, it would probably be Toothless and Hiccup versus Baymax and Hero. But I mean, it does make a difference technically, but I don't know. So, I mean, both of these are Pixar properties. Both of them involve two, like involve a duo and all that, So, I mean, I granted that's not too. It involves a powerful pet sort of character, and a courageous kid, semi genius, pilot kind of character. So, you know, I think this is a decent fight at least. So Hiccup and Toothless. So what is it? Toothless's breed of dragon is called a Night Fury, which at one point, fitting into the theme of the movie, was an incredibly feared and uh fabled almost type of dragon in a world full of dragons. This is the one dragon that's fabled because they didn't know anything about it, right? Which kind of fits into the theme of the movie of they're afraid of them because they don't understand them and all that. Anyway, um, it was even described as the unholy seed of lightning and darkness itself. Um, so what Night Furies generally do is they are very fast. They can breathe fire, and later on we find out that Toothless can breathe ice as well. Um, Not only are they very fast, but they're also very aerodynamic. They can maneuver very well in the air, fast flying, I should say. And however, they lack a lot of physical, um, offense. They don't have giant teeth. They don't have giant claws. They can't, they can't really hit very hard. So Toothless is among that category of dragon. Hiccup is not only was he just the first of his people to find out literally how to train a dragon, but also to use aerial combat, and he's a very weak fighter in as opposed to his entire island of Vikings that he's from, but he generally is a more adept. Like he's more adept at like I said, flight combat than any of his other Viking. But he is newer to it than like he is newer to it comparatively. So he's not like a master pilot or anything. Um, Also, the thing I should point out is that Hiccup has an artificial wing. Or sorry, Hiccup has an artificial leg. Toothless has an artificial wing. Um, so that that could come into play as well. Hero and Baymax. So Hero is a kid genius. He's one of the smartest people in the world in his. I guess it's the Marvel universe because it's based off of the Big Hero 6 Marvel series. But he's one of the smartest people in the world, and he utilizes this like just knowledge of robotics and computers and everything to fight alongside Baymax, he's a robot that was created by his brother, and he was originally supposed to be a healing robot. He's got knowledge of what is it like over 10,000 medical procedures, detailed files on all conditions and everything, and he's a healing robot, and he can just literally heal you. His normal form is just like a soft, plushy kind of robot, and then he eventually had to put on armor, which made him. He's had different sets of armor. One was like significantly stronger. I think that was from the show. His base armor that we see in the movie and in the show to some extent is just a general super. It's a general high speed flight, improved strength. Super strength, but as much as a suit of armor is going to give you. And obviously defense it wouldn't be an armor without giving you some sort of defense. Um, it also lets him. He also has fists because he doesn't have like proper hands without it, so he can shoot the fists out like rockets. And oh yeah, and he has a scanner so he can scan any for human life or any life signs. He can analyze patterns. He has a robotic brain. He has a computerized brain. So he can analyze patterns. He can see, strategy. He can see, he has an affinity for that sort of thing. He also has a programming that prevents him from harming anything living, and also has an even deeper programming that prevents him from specifically killing humans. Hero, however, because the robot has been assigned to him, is capable of remotely removing that programming. So he's able to get Baymax to destroy somebody, like destroy something or, kill a human on command, which is a scary thought. Hero himself also has his own suit of armor, which is just kind of general armor. It's not like super durable, but it is capable of, he has he has hit things pretty hard and not like died. So I guess, and he has his own like personal like robot that he can like. It's kind of one of those like jump on somebody's back kind of things, and it's good. It's especially good at fighting other robots, and he also has kind of like micro machines, not like the cars, but like micro like nanobots that he can use magnetism in his in his suit to form different objects. But there's a very noticeable limit to how much he can do that. So how do I think this fight would go? I think. I mean, I would think that rocket propelled flight would make Baymax. Sorry, would make Baymax faster. But he is very slow, so I don't know that he would be especially like fast in the air. Even though it is rocket propelled flight, I want to say he's faster than Hiccup. I know but point is, I know he's definitely stronger and more durable than Hiccup. Hiccup has fire and ice based attacks that he can use from a distance, or not Hiccup, Toothless. Sorry, been doing that the whole time. I know Toothless has like fire and ice based attacks that he can use from a distance. Baymax has rocket fists, but that's really it. But I think what's really going to seal the deal here is, even though they start off with the handicap of not being able to kill someone, the fact that that can be removed at any point, and also just the technology at Hero and Baymax's disposal, I think just kind of pushes this fight in their favor, like to a pretty significant degree. I mean, Baymax would be able to analyze them both and say that wing isn't organic. Like that wing is a construct made of, wood and like skin or something. I can punch through that. And then he won't be able to fly. Or he'd be able to say like, okay, well, I've analyzed their flight pattern and this is how they're going to attack it. Like that sort of thing. Um, and also the fact that he is a healing robot, so any significant damage done to Hero, he can heal. And Hero is more important than Hiccup in this fight. I mean, Hiccup is kind of like the commander who's just there for the ride. You know what I mean? He's telling Toothless what to do, but he's not really contributing much himself. Hero is formulating a plan, yes, but he's also like assisting in the procedure itself. Like he's the one out of my nanobots and using and when they're fighting other robots, he's the one coming up with a way to take it down because of his because he is like I greatly overcomes the natural mind Toothless, which don't forget Toothless is one of like the physically weakest dragons in his universe. So yeah, he is like it's I don't mean to draw too many parallels, especially when they're not as significantly relevant, but it's kind of like my argument I used to tell people back when for the Starscream versus Rainbow Dash fight, where they're like, oh, a pony beat a Transformer, so it's a joke fight. I'm like, well, you pit literally the worst Transformer versus the, like, arguably the best pony. So, you didn't give the, if it were Rainbow Dash against any other Transformer, I would probably give it to the Transformer. And if it were Starscream against any other pony, I would give it to Starscream. Like, they really chose the opponents necessary for that. They wouldn't have been able to justify, Optimus Prime versus Rainbow Dash. That would have been not very, that wouldn't have been very, very similar. So anyway, yeah, I think that Baymax and Hero win, like I said, just based off of, technology that overcomes the, physical disadvantage that they're facing a dragon. And also just the intelligence factor, which, Hiccup is smart, and he is, with the technology he has, he is, and he's like a, mechanical whiz kid, but Hero is literally like, controls computers with his mind. Like that, like he's not as smart as Hero is. And Baymax, unlike Toothless, Baymax has his own intelligence and has his own, like, has an affinity for strategy, whereas Hiccup has to, try to... Hiccup is combating Baymax, is facing off against Baymax in terms of strategy, which is not, something that I think would go well. So anyway, I think that Baymax and Hero would win this. Fun fight. I'm gonna see how often I can do this coming season, because, like, as you can tell now, it's not even nighttime, and it's really dark. So, yeah, I'll see how often I can get this done. Anyway, Rebel Engine 95. See ya.